Here we are today. We're going to be using Illustrator to take a image from Google, and we're going to place it into Illustrator. We're going to use a live trace. We're going to make it, and after we get done converting it into a vector object, we're going to go ahead and use object live paint, and we're going to paint this into our t-shirt how we want it to be, and then we're going to expand it out, break it into layers, and go from there. So let's go over to Google. I've already done a search. I searched for dog. Make sure that you go to search tools. You want to change your size to be a large image. We have enough information for the live trace to work properly. We also want to change it from any type to line drawing. By clicking in line drawing, we are going to automatically start off with an image that is missing all of its colors, so we can go ahead and do that ourselves. So let's find a dog here that'll work for us. Let's click on the view image so we get the full-size version of it. So there is the dog. There's a couple ways we can get images into Illustrator. We can right-click on it and copy the image, or we can drag and drop it into our workplace, which that did not work. So let's go back to Google, copy our image, go to Illustrator, right-click, edit, paste. So here's our dog. Let's make sure that our layers are correct. Right, our dog's a little big, so let's go hold Shift and grab it in the corner and scale it down. So after scaling it here, what we're going to do is up top we have what's called image trace. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to do its thing. So there you go. You notice that it has cleaned up the image a little bit. It is now considered a vector graphic, so it has no resolution. If you wanted to play with the results, all you have to do is go up top here and click on the image trace panel. By clicking on that, you will get this dialog box to pop up. Some of this stuff will start to look familiar if you know Photoshop at all. You've got thresholds. So if we turn preview on and increase our threshold, you'll start to see some results change on the dog. Some lines will get thicker. We can change the path as well. It will start to smooth some of the objects out on it. If there's any artifacts, you can get rid of some of the noise. But this will work for what we're going to do. So we're going to let this be. Close that window. From this point, what you have to do in order to live paint this is go click on expand. Expand up top is going to take it and it's going to break it into all of these different pieces here. What do we do from here? Well, we got to fill this in. Before we can fill in with color, let's go ahead and get rid of this white background that is around it. There's another way you could do this. If we were to back up a step before we expanded it, in our trace results here, we can click on ignore white. If we do that, and then I go object expand, now you notice I've only got it around here. If I right click, you have to ungroup this in order for it to work. So click off of it, select it again, right click, so it's good. So you'll get these different little pieces here that we can take and we can fill in if we would like. But in order to do the next step, which is live paint, what we need to do is to select all of those different pieces. We're going to go Object, Live Paint, Make. You notice how the boundary boxes or the bounding boxes here changed. They're no longer clear or see-through. They now have like these little X's through them. That tells you that it's live paint. Over on your toolbox here, the live paint bucket is actually hidden underneath your shape builder tool. So we're going to go ahead and click on live paint bucket. And from here, all you have to do, wherever you hold the cursor over, you see that it lights up. And those are the different areas that we can apply color to. There are some things you should know about the live paint bucket. The black, the outline here, it has to be touching. If there is a gap, it will not fill it in. So the lines have to be a complete shape. There is one way to get around this, and that's if you go up to Object, Live Paint, you can go to what's called Gapped Options. Gapped Options, you can increase this to large gaps if you would like and click OK. And that'll make sure that any gap that's in within a certain distance will fill in with color. So let's go ahead and color our dog in. Get a different color. Give him some spots. So we're starting to make him work here. Let's get his head colored in again. That's not the right color. Brown. There we go. We'll leave his eyes white. We'll make his nose a little different shade of pink. Get his ears colored in. Let's make his ears a different color. Click off. And now you can see we've got a colored in dog. What do we do from here? Well, we've got to look at it and see all of our different colors that we've got going on. So let's select it again. So it's still right now technically live paint. So what we need to do is go to Object, Expand, and click OK. So now you notice that the boundary boxes are different. Now they're just shapes. But all the shapes are connected together. So what do I do from here? I right click and I ungroup. By ungrouping, I now can pick on different pieces of the dog. So what we need to do from here is go to our layers panel, and we're going to click on create a new layer. Let's take layer 3. Let's name this dark brown. We're going to take all those dark brown pieces and put them on that layer. What's the easiest way to do this? You click on the color you want to select. If you want to add to the selection, you can hold Shift on the keyboard, or you can go up top to the control panel, and there's a box that says Select Similar Objects. Click on that. Look at it selected all of the similar colors. Then you can go back to your Layers panel, and you're going to take this little target icon right here that shows up. And you're going to drag that into the brown layer that we created. Now you can see that all the brown pieces are right there. Turn off the eye, they're gone. Make a new layer. We'll call this light brown. Again, select one of the pieces, select similar objects, boom, got them all. That goes into there. Oops, that ear obviously isn't the same color as this, so let's go ahead and change that and get it on the right layer. So now we got our ear pieces. Turn off the eye, those are gone. Let's make our nose the same color as our tongue. Select those pieces, make a new layer, and we need to call that red. Drag that into there, turn off that piece, and now we've got our black layer. Let's select all the black pieces, make a new layer that says be okay. Drag all the black into there, turn that off, and look at, there's nothing left to select. We've got all of our layers broken up. We can turn all those pieces back on, and there it is. But what do we have to do to make this into a t-shirt? We need to make everything black. So let's go ahead, individually turn off these layers real quick. We need to make these black actually. So we're going to go ahead, make it black. There it is. Turn that off. Do the next one. That black. Black. Nope. There's black. Get our red layer. That black. That off. Like this. That black. But now we have an issue, right? We've got these pieces of color, and we can start to see we've got these little areas here that are the cutout areas where they're kind of white. So when we screen print this, what we need to do is kind of create a bleed on the color layers. We're going to leave the black layer alone. We're not going to add any stroke to that. But we do want to take all of these and add a stroke to it. So we're going to select them all at once. There they are. And you can see over here we got our stroke, and there's no stroke on this. We're going to go ahead and add a simple 1-point stroke to this. But we're going to make it so that it aligns to the outside. Add it there. So now what's going to happen is all these are going to overprint. It's too big for the area that it's going to go into. But then when we add the black onto it, it covers it back up. And now we have a fully colored dog. When we were to go to print these, what we would do is just turn off individual layers, print this, turn this off, turn the next one on, print that. And you notice all of these are going to have the same registration marks. The registration marks are never going to change. So when we go to print this, everything will line up correctly on the shirt. That was a little bit on how to color separate a Illustrator document for screen printing.